where we will continue to bring some of the most relevant and pressing financial topics.
Welcome to Titan Talks.
Welcome to our next episode of Titan Talks. My name is Madeline with Titan Investors, and today I'm sitting down with Christopher Manske, the founder of Manske Wealth Management, based in Houston with an AUM of $500 million. In addition to leading the firm, Chris is also quite the successful author. So today's topic will be discussing growth and professional development. So Chris, thank you so much for joining us today. So you lead So you lead one of the largest money management firms in Houston, Texas. What are your clients talking about right now?
Right now, I think taxes are on everyone's minds. They want to know, when can we get the tax documents? And that's a hard question because it seems like every year it gets to be a little longer and longer. The regulations get more convoluted and the accounting requirements get harder and harder. Also, people are asking about interest rates. Wall Street, I think we're all in agreement the rates are rising, but the good news is that it looks like it's starting to slow down.
Yeah, absolutely. So talking about you being an author and as a successful author, I'm curious, what are you reading right now?
Well, every author likes to hear that they're successful, so thank you for that. I just finished reading The Dondo Investor by Monish Pabrai, which is a great book for financial advisors. I also just finished a book by Monish Pabrai's friend. His name is Guy Spear, and that book is called The Education of a Value Investor. I really recommend them both. Right this second, I'm reading The End of the World is Just the Beginning, which is by Peter Zehan. He's a demographer and historian, and I can't really recommend it yet. I haven't finished it, but it's got a great section on the future of finance.
Very nice. So you mentioned you were selected by Merrill Lynch to travel the country and train financial advisors. Do you have any advice for advisors listening in on how to grow?
Yes, I do. Balance, I think, is the key to growth. And most of the time when people think of balance, they think about doing all these things that are important in their life and how to fit them all in. But I think that if you wish to grow your practice, you really have to ask yourself what timeline you're working on to achieve that sense of balance in your life. And by timeline, I mean, can you achieve balance every 5 minutes? So that would mean like 7 seconds for sleep, 2 seconds with your family, a minute at work, so many seconds with friends. Obviously, this timeline makes no sense. Balancing every 5 minutes doesn't work at all. But people do try to balance their lives on a daily or a weekly basis as if that timeline is the right one. And I'm suggesting that if you're seeking to balance your life on a short timeline, like a week or a day, it's going to be very hard to grow your practice. And I'm asking you, how did you come to seek balance on a weekly basis? Did you actively, consciously choose it? Because this really is a Western perspective and people kind of just slip into it like, oh, it's the week, this is the work week. But it has a lot of flaws. And the main flaw is that you give up on the joy of focusing on something fulfilling. Becoming an expert at that particular focus. You don't get to really try to grow because in place of that focus, you have the juggle, keeping a lot of balls in the air on a short timeline of 1 day or 7 days. Olympic athletes are not living balanced lives. Fortune 500 CEOs, military generals, most successful business owners, they all fall in this category of not tracking with this modern concept of balance. I suggest that short-term balance is a path to mediocrity. And the more you focus on balancing all the balls on a weekly basis or a daily basis, the less you can really dig in to 1 or 2 areas of your life and meaningfully challenge yourself. If you focus your attention on bringing in new business and being a rainmaker, you don't just increase your financial success, you'll also find meaningful purpose from doing good for your fellow man. And there's happiness that comes with that. But I think a lot of times we feel like balance is the only path. This modern idea of balance is the only path to happiness. For those of you that are listening that are willing to ditch the do it all every single day or every single week mentality, I applaud you.
Great. Thanks, Chris. So I think we have a little bit more time if you'd like to share with us what to expect from your next book.
Oh, I'd love to talk about that. Sure. Thank you. My next book is called Outsmart the Money Magicians, and it's coming out from McGraw-Hill in November of this year, 2023. Outsmart the Money Magicians offers clarity on the 5 biggest, most widely accepted financial distortions happening every day all over America. Each of these financial illusions are systemic, pervasive, and most people are not even aware that their perception is being manipulated. There's bias in our system toward transactions, do more and more transactions, and consumerism, buy more and more things. And Wall Street, as well as Main Street, really need to be aware of it. If you've ever had a client tell you, I've been saving for so long and it's just sad, this is all I have to show for it, they're experiencing the kind of distortions I'm talking about. If you've ever told clients that they need to, quote, pay yourself first, or set it and forget it, then you might be part of the problem and you might not even know it. So I really hope you read this book. If you've ever had a client say, I don't want to be in the highest tax bracket and I hate paying all these taxes, then you could help them a lot by reading Outsmart the Money Magicians when it comes out in November 2023.
Great, Chris. Thank you so much for sitting down with me. We appreciate your insights and advice from a professional standpoint. So his first book, The Prepared Investor challenges Wall Street's typical approach to crisis investing and has been compared to Malcolm Gladwell's Outliers because both books question a widely accepted concept and ultimately change how readers see the world around them. His latest book, Outsmart the Money Magicians, is coming out in November 2023 from McGraw-Hill. We thank you for your time, and that's it from us at Titan Talks. Have a great week, everyone.